The next leg of the voyage required us to cross Queen Charlotte Strait at the open ocean entrance where the strait meets Queen Charlotte Sound. Gales blowing into Queen Charlotte Sound from the Gulf of Alaska made crossing the strait untenable for Williwa. We needed a place to hole up for a few days until the weather settled down. Today is June 14th. I'm looking for a place to weather the next couple of days of bad weather, and following Charlie's charts we came to where there was supposed to be a float where we could tie up, and we just expected a float. What we found is an abandoned fishing lodge with 10 cabins. There's a dozen skiffs with outboard motors, a float, a clubhouse, a bar, a workshop, a hot tub, all sorts of things here. But hasn't been used. It looks like there's nobody been here for years and years and years. It's all built on log floats, and looks like they just locked up and left. Kitchen is full of dishes and cookware and mugs and glasses. The bar is, there's no booze, but there's cases and cases of soft drinks, and soft drinks in kegs, all sorts of stuff. But nobody here, and it doesn't look like there's been anyone here for a very long time. The floats are sinking partially. The floors are soft in the cabins. The beds are made. Parts of it are in pretty fair condition. The float where we're tied up is pretty fair. Looks like there's been some traffic. People are probably using it for moorage and what have you. The whole thing is floating in about 50 feet of water right close into the shore. Completely abandoned though. Grass growing up from the floats. The walkways are getting soft and falling in. But it looks like they just locked it up and walked away because everything's pretty much fully stocked. We didn't break in. This is open. This is just open. It's got a... See the fireplace and the big blue tarps hanging in front of it. That's the dock out there where we tied up. There's slot machines over in the corner. The credit card machine with a laptop computer, an old Compaq. Popcorn machine. Phones on the wall. A tiki bar. Even a little booze on the table. We just stumbled onto this place looking for a place to shelter from the weather that's coming up. Wind was blowing out there. We ducked across from our previous anchorage, which was at Pruth Bay on Hecate Island. And then here we are. Here we are in the, I guess this is the lounge, the bar and lounge clubhouse. It's an open lanai, what we call in Hawaii, or a patio, you might say in California. And slot machines, there's a bar, cases of soft drinks in the storeroom, and it's all open. There's nobody here.
Completely abandoned.
Completely abandoned. And it looks like the last year it operated was in 2009.
2009. There's a newspaper in the fireplace that's dated 2009. But the placards for the trophies, 2003.
Yeah, the trophy plaques in the clubhouse only go up to 2003. Obviously, this somebody was really proud of this place because it's well built. It's floating on logs. It's floating on big spruce logs, and floating in about 50 feet of water up against the shoreline here in this bay. It's too deep to anchor in the bay. Just off the floats, it's almost 200 feet deep, so there's no anchoring in here, but there's this floating lodge. So we tied up at the dock, expecting someone to be here because it looks like it's still occupied until you get up close. Yeah, we get up close and we realize it's abandoned. And we start looking around, and it looks like they just walked away. Some of the doors are locked. Most of them are not. The beds in the cabins, the beds are made. Each cabin has its own bathroom
and water heater.
And there's a wood burning stove in the clubhouse. This part of it's open. It's been blue tarped over the front, but there's a gas fireplace right here in front of us. And somebody was really proud of this place. Old Buck, must have been real proud of it. It's his monument, I guess. But it's totally abandoned, and it's just gradually sinking back into the...
It's a little bit sad.
Yeah, it's a lot sad, actually. It's a lot sad. But we're taking advantage of it. We're comfortable sitting here.
Every cabin has at least a dozen photographs of folks who have been here and the fish that they've caught.
Yeah, there's hundreds of photographs of people who caught fish.
Yeah. The skiffs with the outboards on them.
Mm-hmm.
I think you mentioned that. I can't remember. But there's a dozen of them here or thereabouts with the outboards.
They all have Honda outboards on them.
Yeah. Amazing.
They've all had the props removed. We were trying to figure out exactly why that happened, but
all the outboards at one time were a little bit better than the outboard we have on Williwa right now.
Yeah, but actually, when those were new, the one we're using is not as good as those are. So, the place was well equipped, and judging by the photographs, everybody had a good time here, year after year after year. Mm-hmm. You can see the photographs go way back. The place was founded, you said when?
1969.
69, founded in 69. So it's a mystery. We're thinking that maybe old Buck just passed on, and his family closed it up. We don't really know because there's no way for us to know that. We'll have to research it. We'll look it up. So it's amazing to us, but there it is. One of those things you find when you're out cruising.
Looks like somebody intended to come back here, but they never made it.
Yeah. Looks like, well, it's clearly no one has been here for a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. So, oh well, there you have it. Well, we finally got out of Buck's Trophy Fish Camp, and now we're in Queen Charlotte Sound, just passing the Storm Islands, on our way past Pine Island, and then to a place called God's Pocket, and if all goes well, all the way to Port Hardy. So far the weather's looking pretty good.